You've been thinking about that avoidant constantly, and it feels like there's always something unspoken between you. Avoidants feel deeply, sometimes more intensely than most people, yet expressing those feelings is challenging for them. They care, they are attached. They want you in their life, and yet distance exists. That gap can leave you confused, overthinking or doubting their intentions, but understanding why they maintain space is crucial. Their distance is not a reflection of your worth, it's a reflection of how they process emotions and navigate attachment. Avoidants often struggle to balance the desire for connection with the need for self-protection. Every interaction with you, every message, every call is filtered through their internal system. They want closeness but fear vulnerability. They want attachment but fear losing control. This is why their actions can seem inconsistent, at times warm, attentive or present, at other times reserved, distant or hesitant. When you notice these behaviors, it's important to remember that they are not random. They are deliberate signals that they are carefully managing their emotions while trying to stay connected to you. This video will help you decode those subtle signals. You'll learn the reasons behind the emotional distance, the signs that they care even when they don't say it, and how you can respond in a way that maintains your clarity, respect and emotional control. By the end, you'll understand how to navigate their complex behaviors wisely, respond to attachment cues without overreacting, and maintain your own emotional stability. You'll see that avoidants want connection, but their caution is part of their nature, not a reflection of their feelings for you. Understanding this dynamic is the first step toward clarity, empowerment, and a deeper connection with them. Reasons for the distance. Reason 1: maintains personal boundaries to stay grounded. Avoidants naturally maintain personal boundaries as a way to stay emotionally grounded. This is not a reflection of disinterest or a lack of care for you. In fact, they often think positively about you and your connection, even when creating distance. Their boundaries are a form of self-regulation. By protecting their emotional space, they ensure they can engage with you thoughtfully, rather than react impulsively or overwhelm themselves with feelings. For an avoidant, closeness brings both comfort and risk. They feel attachment deeply, but unfiltered emotions or constant demands can trigger anxiety. Maintaining boundaries allows them to process their attachment safely. They may appear distant or reserved, but internally, they are often considering your needs and thinking about how to connect without losing themselves in the process. This balance is crucial for them, and for the stability of your connection. Boundaries manifest in many ways. Avoidance might limit the frequency of calls or texts, take time before sharing personal thoughts, or create space for personal routines. To an outside observer, this might seem like indifference, but the reality is different. These pauses allow them to remain composed, emotionally regulated, and capable of showing genuine care when they do engage. Their positive thoughts about you persist, even when their actions are measured and cautious. By maintaining personal boundaries, avoidants also demonstrate respect for your energy. They understand that overwhelming interactions can create tension for both parties. When they pause before responding, or when they take time to check in thoughtfully, it's often because they want to engage fully, not because they want to distance themselves permanently. They are protecting the connection by regulating themselves, ensuring that their engagement with you is meaningful, rather than reactive. This behavior is a hallmark of emotional maturity within avoidant attachment. Their distance is not a rejection, it is a conscious strategy to preserve their emotional health while still valuing you. When you recognize this, it changes your perspective. You see that their measured interactions, though subtle, reflect care and positive intention. The distance is functional, not punitive. Understanding this reason for distance allows you to respond with patience and appreciation. Instead of misreading their boundaries as neglect, you can interpret them as a sign of their desire to remain grounded while keeping you in their life. The avoidant's thoughtfulness and positive regard are present beneath the surface, even if their attachment is expressed cautiously. By respecting their need for boundaries, you strengthen trust and create space for deeper, more authentic connection. In short, avoidants maintain personal boundaries to stay grounded, but their thoughts of you remain positive. Their distance is a protective mechanism that allows them to engage meaningfully while managing their emotional system, ensuring that when they do connect, it is deliberate, thoughtful, and genuine. Reason 2: processes emotions before responding. Avoidants are naturally cautious when it comes to emotional expression. They feel deeply, but impulsive responses often feel risky to them. This is why they take time to process their emotions before reaching out or replying. Their pauses are not signs of disinterest or lack of care. In fact, even during these pauses, they often think positively about you and your connection. They want to respond in a way that reflects both their feelings and their careful self-regulation. Processing emotions before responding is their way of showing care without creating overwhelm for themselves or for you. They are aware of how intense emotional exchanges can escalate, so they pause to ensure that their response communicates attachment without tipping into vulnerability that feels unsafe. This deliberate pacing allows them to engage in meaningful, thoughtful interactions rather than reactive or superficial communication. When an avoidant takes time before responding, they are often reflecting on their emotions, considering your perspective, and evaluating the best way to express themselves. This internal processing helps them balance attachment with self-protection. They want to care for you, show interest, and maintain closeness, but they also want to manage the emotional intensity so neither party feels burdened or overwhelmed. Their delay is an act of emotional intelligence, a conscious effort to regulate themselves while still valuing the connection. For example, they might pause before replying to a text or wait before making plans to ensure they have fully considered their emotions and intentions. During this pause, they are not detached. They are thinking of you positively, reflecting on your significance, and planning how to communicate affectionately yet safely. They are protecting their emotional autonomy while simultaneously honoring the bond they feel toward you. This careful approach allows avoidants to maintain stability in the relationship. By taking the time to process emotions, they prevent misunderstandings, reduce anxiety, and ensure that their responses are consistent with how they truly feel. Even small gestures, thoughtful messages, or intentional acts of care demonstrate that their attachment is present, deliberate, and genuine. Understanding this dynamic helps you interpret their communication correctly. Instead of misreading a delayed reply as disinterest or emotional coldness, you can recognize it as a reflection of their thoughtful nature and positive regard for you. Their attachment is not absent, it is expressed cautiously to maintain both connection and personal balance. In short, avoidants process emotions before responding. They take time to reply thoughtfully, caring without overwhelm. This careful, measured approach allows them to remain emotionally regulated while ensuring that their communication reflects genuine affection. Their pauses are not distance, they are deliberate steps to engage meaningfully, showing that even when they take their time, you remain important in their thoughts and heart. Reason 3. Stays busy to manage stress, not distance. You avoidants often appear distant because they focus intensely on work, projects, or personal routines. This busyness is frequently misunderstood as emotional withdrawal or lack of interest. In reality, staying occupied is a self-regulation strategy, a way for them to manage stress, maintain stability, and preserve emotional balance. Their focus on tasks is not a reflection of disinterest in you, it is their method of self-care while still valuing the connection. For avoidants, life can feel overwhelming when emotions are intense. They may experience strong feelings toward you, but at the same time their nervous system reacts to emotional intensity. Focusing on tasks or responsibilities allows them to create a sense of control and maintain calm. This structured attention to work or personal projects prevents emotional overload, enabling them to stay grounded. Even while they are busy, their thoughts often return to you in subtle ways, reflecting care, attachment, and positive regard. Their busyness also serves as a way to process emotions in private. Instead of reacting impulsively or expressing attachment in ways that feel unsafe, avoidants use tasks and routines to maintain clarity. By managing their stress through action, they protect both themselves and the relationship. This does not mean they are neglecting you, rather they are regulating their internal system, so that when they do engage with you, their presence is more thoughtful, stable, and genuine. For example, an avoidant may spend long hours at work, dive into hobbies, or immerse themselves in daily responsibilities. You might feel a temporary sense of distance, but this is not a reflection of their feelings toward you. On the contrary, they are maintaining their emotional balance, so that their interactions with you are intentional and emotionally sustainable. Their busyness ensures that they do not become overwhelmed and that the care they show, when directed toward you, is consistent and measured. Understanding this dynamic allows you to interpret avoidance actions correctly. Instead of misreading focus on tasks as neglect, you can see it as a sign of their internal self-management. They are balancing personal needs with attachment, ensuring that they remain emotionally available without compromising their own mental or emotional health. This perspective helps you appreciate their subtle efforts, small gestures and thoughtful communication that demonstrate attachment despite apparent busyness. In short, avoidants stay busy to manage stress, not to distance you. Their focus on tasks is self-care, not neglect. Their dedication to routine, work or personal projects is a form of emotional regulation that allows them to maintain stability while keeping you in mind. Their busyness is protective, intentional, and ultimately a reflection of their positive regard for you. Even when they seem preoccupied, their care remains present. They are simply creating a safe, structured way to engage without emotional overwhelm. Reason 4: shares selectively to protect. Both of you avoidants are cautious about how much they reveal emotionally. When they share, it is never random or impulsive. Every word is considered, every sentiment measured. This selective sharing is a protective strategy, designed not to distance you but to maintain stability in themselves and the connection they have with you. Avoidants care deeply, yet they understand that unfiltered emotional expression can sometimes overwhelm both parties. By filtering what they communicate, they ensure that interactions remain constructive, safe, and meaningful. For avoidants, emotional regulation is essential. They feel things intensely, but their nervous system is sensitive to high emotional exposure. Sharing everything at once can trigger stress, anxiety, or withdrawal. By carefully choosing what to disclose, they maintain internal balance while still including you in their life. This selective approach doesn't mean they are hiding affection or avoiding attachment. It means they are managing vulnerability wisely. You remain a part of their life because they value the connection and want to preserve it for the long term. Avoidants often reveal thoughts and feelings gradually. Small gestures, subtle hints, and intentional communication show that they care. They might express appreciation, ask thoughtful questions, or check in on you consistently. These filtered actions demonstrate attachment without risking emotional chaos. By sharing selectively, they ensure that when they do open up, the communication is meaningful, considerate, and aligned with their internal sense of stability. This behavior also protects you. Sudden unprocessed emotional intensity can create tension, misunderstandings, or pressure. Avoidants understand this, so they moderate their expression. The care they show is deliberate. They want to be present in your life, yet they ensure that the way they communicate is safe for both of you. It is an act of respect. They are conscious of how their emotional output impacts the relationship. Understanding this dynamic helps you interpret avoidance behavior correctly. Their pauses, measured words, and selective sharing are not signs of disinterest. They reflect thoughtfulness, caution, and a genuine desire to maintain connection without causing harm. They are showing attachment while honoring personal boundaries, theirs and yours. In short, avoidants share selectively to protect both of you. They filter emotions to remain stable, yet want you in their life. Their careful communication is not a lack of care. It is a deliberate, mindful approach to preserve both their emotional health and the bond they have with you. Recognizing this allows you to appreciate the intentionality behind each word, each gesture, and each moment of openness. Their selective sharing is a sign of attachment, stability, and enduring care, proving that even within emotional caution, they want you in their life and are navigating how to show it safely. How to respond to their behavior. When an avoidant interacts with you, the way you respond plays a crucial role in the quality and depth of the connection. Avoidants are highly attuned to emotional energy and sensitivity. They value stability, patience, and respect for boundaries more than anything else. Responding incorrectly, with panic, neediness, or pressure, can trigger withdrawal, misunderstandings, and emotional distancing. Your calm, composed approach ensures that their cautious gestures of attachment are received positively and encourages them to open up gradually. The first rule is don't chase or pressure them. Avoidants often pull back when they feel that their emotional space is threatened. Chasing them or pushing for clarity can feel overwhelming, even if your intentions are genuine. They interpret pressure as a threat to their autonomy. Instead, give them the space they need to come forward naturally. Your restraint communicates respect for their pace and shows that you understand their need for balance between closeness and independence. Second, listen without overreacting. Avoidants communicate subtly, through pauses, choice of words, and small gestures. They may hint at feelings or show attachment indirectly. If you overanalyze, argue or react emotionally, you risk closing the door they are trying to open. Observing and listening calmly allows you to acknowledge their intentions without adding pressure. Simple affirmations like "I understand" or "I hear you" convey validation and safety, making them feel secure in sharing more over time. Third, respect their pace. Avoidants process emotions differently and often need time to respond, reflect and regulate. Your patience is essential. Rushing them or demanding immediate answers can create tension and increase their natural tendency to withdraw. By giving them space and demonstrating consistent emotional stability, you reinforce their attachment without forcing it. Fourth, maintain your calm, steady presence. Your emotional regulation directly influences how comfortable they feel expressing themselves. Avoidants are sensitive to shifts in energy and tone. A calm presence signals that you are trustworthy, grounded, and capable of handling their subtle expressions of care. Over time, this creates an environment where they feel safe to gradually reveal more, strengthening the bond between you. Finally, reinforce connection through patience and stability, not panic or demands. Avoidants respond positively to understanding, consistency, and emotional intelligence. Your ability to remain centered allows them to navigate their feelings without fear of judgment or pressure. This builds trust, attachment, and a deeper emotional connection, proving that patience and composure are far more powerful than chasing or forcing intimacy. In summary, when interacting with an avoidant, don't chase or pressure them. Respect their pace. Listen without overreacting. Maintain a calm, steady presence. These approaches ensure that their careful attempts to connect are met with safety, understanding, and validation. Responding in this way strengthens the connection, fosters trust, and allows their attachment to develop naturally while preserving your own emotional stability. Remember, an avoidance distance is never a reflection of a lack of care. Even when they step back, pause, or hold their emotions carefully, their attachment to you is real. They want you in their life, even if they never say it outright. Their actions, subtle gestures, and small moments of connection reveal their feelings more than words ever could. Observing these cues with awareness allows you to recognize that their emotional space is not rejection, it is a carefully maintained balance to stay grounded while still keeping you close. It's essential for you to stay grounded and emotionally steady. Avoidants are highly sensitive to the energy you bring into the interaction. If you react with panic, overthinking, or neediness, it can unintentionally push them away. Instead, your calm and steady presence communicates safety. It shows them that they can reveal attachment without fear of judgment or emotional overload. By maintaining your composure, you encourage them to open up more gradually and naturally. Another key point is to respect their pace. Avoidants process feelings, manage vulnerability, and weigh attachment carefully. Your patience is critical. Allowing them to navigate their emotions on their own timeline strengthens the connection. You don't need to rush, force clarity, or demand immediate expressions of care. Understanding that their silence, hesitation, or measured responses are part of their emotional system helps you respond wisely and keep your own stability intact. At the same time, observe their actions closely. Avoidants often show they care through gestures rather than words. Small acts, checking in, making space for you, thoughtful messages, or subtle attention are meaningful indicators of attachment. Recognizing these signs allows you to appreciate their care even when it isn't verbalized. You can engage with them in ways that validate their feelings while maintaining your own boundaries and clarity. Finally, responding with patience, awareness, and emotional stability is how you build empowered interactions with avoidants. This approach ensures that your connection grows naturally, that their attachment is nurtured, and that you stay confident in your emotional life. If this video helped you understand avoidance better, like, subscribe, and comment. I see it now. Recognizing these dynamics is your first step toward true clarity, balanced interactions, and deeper, meaningful connections with avoidance.